Eivor. If you keep that up, I'll stay in the vlogs.
Välkommen alla sammen. On this channel I usually give a little bit of stories and historically accurate info about the Viking Age while showing some gameplay tutorials. But in this video I'm doing something a little different, and I'm going over the voice actors in the game and where you might know some of them from. So if you're interested in the real history of Vikings, you can check out any of my other videos on this channel, but for now let's just look at some of the voice actors from the game that you may know. So first, Eivor.
Now we shake hands and make deals.
The male voice of Eivor is played by Magnus Brun, and he plays the voice of also Varn and even Odin in the game, actually. He's
I'm humbled to walk with you, Eivor.
Danish actor who most of you will know from the Last Kingdom TV series, where he plays Ragnar's cousin Knut. He's a bit of an ass in the show, but he adds a little bit of comedy to it, and he's a main part of the storyline, so I like him there. Next is the female Eivor.
Practicing your wordplay, Alvis.
Which is Cecilia Stenspill. So unless you're Danish, you probably haven't heard of her. She's in some Danish TV shows and series and movies. She's a good actor, but definitely not a sexy voice. They could have tried to make the female Eivor a little bit hotter, if you ask me, but anyway, Randvi.
Today has meant so much.
This is played by Kasia Mohammar. She's a Swedish actress, pretty hot. She used to be a model, but she started acting not too long ago now. New to acting, but you may know her from one thing, that is the Eurovision Song Contest this year, if any of you have watched that.
We take this to your chamber.
No need.
Next is Thor.
We don't skulk around like elves. We fight!
And it's also the voice of Halfdan in the game. You probably remember this voice as Jeppe Beck-Laursen, who is this fat bastard Heston in the Last Kingdom TV series. One of the main bad guys that is there in almost every season. He's a main antagonist in basically every season pretty much. So it's too bad they took the most brave and powerful Norse god and gave him the voice of the most cowardly fat bastard from the Last Kingdom. But he does have a powerful voice, so it kind of fits. Next is Uta.
The name's Otto Sluggerson. I usually try to dodge Danes like yourself, but you seem friendly.
It's a small role in the game, but it's played by Los Angeles Dodger player, actually, Cody Bellinger. Rookie of the Year, 2017, MVP last year. He is definitely legit and one of the top guys in baseball right now, so it's kind of random and not sure how the hell he got a voice role in this game, but he must know someone there. In the game, you actually see him swinging a baseball bat, so that type of thing is pretty cool. Next is Valka.
Better than well. I am present.
The shaman, seer, or as we would say in the Viking world, the Völva, and she is played by Svandis Dora Einarsdottir. Now, I talked some shit about her in one of my other videos, so I must say I guess I have to apologize for that. She sounded very Spanish, which I mentioned in another video, but Svandis is totally Icelandic, and I'm usually very good with Nordic accents, so that won't escape me. But anyway, yeah, unless you're from Iceland, you probably don't recognize her from any other movies or TV. Next, a couple of bad guys is Kutve and Finnr in the game.
Sigurd Whoreson. Slink around my walls like a thief in the night.
Which is the voice of Swedish actor Björn Bengtsson. So you know him as Siegfried in the Last Kingdom series, and maybe the most famous movie he was in the newest Robin Hood movie. Another, King Styrbjörn, and also the voice of Faravind, are played by an actor named Kåre Conradi. You may know from the TV show Norsemen, which has started to get pretty popular worldwide recently, but Norwegians will know him from some smaller movies that are pretty cool. I actually met him on the bus to the airport once a few years ago, so you see him pretty often in Norway, in Stavanger, which is where he's from, I think. Next, the voice of Ivar.
I love them whipped, weeping, and reeking of piss.
It's an actor called Erik Jonsson. He played in a lot of well-known stuff like Vikings, the TV series, Smallville, 50 Shades of Grey, and some others. He's Canadian, which is why Ivar's accent in the game is pretty terrible. It's the only accent in the game that actually sounds totally made up, but it's a funny character, so pretty cool job there. Next is Fylke in the game, which is
Eivor, did you enjoy the gift I left you in Canterbury?
played by Gaia Weiss. It's not that big of a character in the game, but I thought I would put her in this list because she's hot in real life, and she has been in Vikings, actually, and The Legend of Hercules and Outlander also. Another nice-looking lady is the giantess Gunnlöd,
As you wish.
which is played by Margaret Easley. She's an American actor, and, you know, she's not really in any big movies that you would have heard of, honestly. I really only put her in this list because that bitch is like 50 years old, and she is still hot. So I like the tall ones, so a giantess is just my type, but hey, that's just me. Next is Rebecca Lane, the main character in The Animus. That's
Thanks, Sean.
played by Eliza Schneider. Now the woman here, she's in a long list of very popular video games over the last 20 years. She's in a ton of them, but she's most famous for South Park. Cartman's mom she plays, Stan's mom, and Principal Victoria. Just in case you guys recognize that voice before, that's where she's from. So that's about all I'll say. Hope you enjoyed. Like I said, this video was just for fun. If you're really interested in learning about the Vikings, you can check this channel out here or my other channel, Norse Magic and Beliefs. It's very important that if you guys do want to learn a bit more about the Vikings, that you get good information, because the internet is filled with absolute idiots spreading misinformation about the Vikings and Norse mythology. They're just making things up they saw on a TV series or some garbage documentary or something like that. So I have a master's degree in Scandinavian history, and even after that, on my channels, I will always tell you the original ancient sources so you can go look it up yourself and be sure that the historical information is accurate. Even though some snowflakes don't want to agree with it sometimes. But that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Vi ses nästa gång.